What's going on, family?
Hi.
In today's video, we're going to talk about the needs of a woman. We're going to talk about what you need to do in order to connect more deeply and passionately with the person that you're in love with. There's a couple needs that you need to meet in order for your woman to feel deeply loved and appreciated. And we're going to do another set of videos just for the men out there so that you can connect more deeply. Because we've had so many videos and so many people that have come up to us and said, hey, I need this question on my marriage. I want to reignite my relationship here. Well, my spouse and I, we're not the way that we used to be. Or, it's different. It's when you get into a relationship, you'll start to realize that keeping that flame ignited that you once had when you first met is quite difficult. It's a challenge. And it's even more of a challenge when you don't know what to do. When you're just trying to, see how it goes and flow with the river and hopefully, you don't crash. It's quite difficult because you might learn, but you'll have to make those mistakes along the way. So we'd like for you to avoid those mistakes because we've made them. We're sure you've made them. If you're not in a relationship, you will make them. But if you can minimize those mistakes so that way you can learn from other people's experience and knowledge, you'll have a much happier and much less stressful relationship.
I just want to say it's amazing too because there's a lot of newlyweds that write to us.
Right.
And it should be, they're newlyweds. They should be all like, oh, we're in love. And it's not easy. We know that because we went through this. So it's amazing to be able to have some content or a video about this because you don't know a lot of things when you get married. You don't know how to treat the other person. Like you probably had a sibling or something, 100%. But it's not like intimate, like 100%. A husband or a wife. So that's amazing.
100%. So the need number one is women need to feel understood. You see, women, they need a reason to do things. Men just need a place. Men don't care what's happening, what's going on. They'll get intimate with their spouse. They'll do anything with any time.
We need a reason to be intimate.
Right.
We can't just be like, oh, okay, yeah. No, we need a reason to be intimate. Right. And guys necessarily aren't the same. Right. They just whatever, and women need a reason. Right. We need to be understood.
Yeah. And most guys, they just feel, oh, it doesn't matter. I just want to get intimate. And this is for all forms of context. That's like married, not married. Women need a reason to, hug and cuddle and hang out and hold hands while you're dating or while you're courting, even before you're married. Men just want to hold hands. Men just want to kiss. Men just want to cuddle. They don't need a reason, but women do. They want a reason. Hey, what's the reason behind us not just getting intimate, but actually having true love together? And it's a lot different, especially when you're madly in love with that person, right? Mm-hmm. Why do you think that women always want to be understood? Because when you're not understood, how does it make you feel? Just so the men out there can get it.
When I'm not understood, it makes me want to shut down because so I close up instead of opening up. Because you don't understand where I'm coming from and you never understand me and you're not trying to understand me, so I just don't want to do anything. And I need to be understood. Right. So if you do understand me, then I feel more comfortable. Right. It's just women need to be understood. 100%. It just can't be like, let's go. It just can't be like that. Yeah.
100%. Because remember, guys, women are incredibly sensitive to context. Women are incredibly sensitive to context. So they want to know why we're doing this, what's happening, why is this happening, what's the reason behind this? And that's everything. Are we going to the movies because, we're bored and we just have nothing else to do, or because you genuinely care and you want to be romantic? Do you want to have a romantic night together because you truly love me and you want to spice it up and do something that we haven't done in a long time? Or is it that you just want what you want? Or are you trying to meet your woman's needs and get her what she wants?
I think that's how women feel a lot of times when they're not understood. I feel like, oh, you're only doing this because that's what you want. Or, we always think they're only out for their own, they're only looking out for their own interest.
Questioning their attention.
And a lot of the times, it feels that way. It's not that it is that way, but it feels that way because guys are not as sensitive as women are. It's like, let's just go. And women are like, no, like, I don't understand. Like, I need to understand why. And it comes off as, I just want to get what I want to get from the relationship, and then we're good. You know, like, it comes off that way. It doesn't mean that that's how you felt or that's how the guys feel. But you have to understand where we're coming from. We need a reason. We need to feel understood. We don't want to just, like, let's go. You know, like, it's a process to get to there. It's not just, you said it, let's go, let's do it. There's a process to us. We need to process it. We need to understand, and then we'll open up. It won't be that easy. Like.
And when a woman doesn't feel understood, she starts to close up, because she'll start to feel, well, he doesn't care about me.
Genuinely care.
He doesn't put himself in my shoes. He's not trying to think the way I want him to think, and they'll start questioning your intention if they don't feel understood.
Yeah, and I think that's bringing it a little bit more, but I think that also makes a woman feel insecure at the same time, because you're always saying, you know, that's what he wants. He doesn't care. I don't really feel comfortable with myself, and what it brings so many other more issues when we're not felt understood.
Right, and she'll start to feel less feminine and more masculine. So that whole feminine side of
feminine's like, oh yeah,
you know, just
so
dancing and happy and silly and girly.
Masculine's like, I don't want to do anything. Like, don't touch me.
I make decisions. I'm serious, and there's nothing wrong with one or the other. But most women, you know, if not all, are at their core are feminine. And what attracts somebody is polarity. So when somebody's masculine, somebody's pure feminine, it's so attractive, because polarity, that's what they say, opposites attract. So you can see that in a strong relationship. You can see that polarity. But on the other hand, family, when a woman does feel understood, she relaxes, right? She feels more comfortable and continues to open up. Isn't that the kind of woman you want to be with? Where if you do have a problem, if you don't understand why she feels the way she feels, if you don't think that she truly cares, that you want her to feel that she can open up to you at any point in time. If you're questioning her love, or she's questioning your love, you want to be able to open up and talk about that. If you're questioning each other's intention, you want to be able to open up and talk about that. So that way, you can move forward in your relationship. You can't move forward if you don't understand each other, right?
No, and I think something that I always say is, because we talk a lot, and I say, you know, women, because I felt that way, women, including myself, I used to feel this way, think that our husbands are mind readers, that they automatically should know what we're thinking and feel what we're feeling, and they're not. They're guys, we're women. We think totally different. Like, our point of view of everything is totally different. So he's not going to understand me or try to understand me unless I tell him how I'm feeling and why I'm feeling that way. And then he'll know, you know, like, I won't do it next time. I understand. But if we don't tell him, how is he supposed to know?
So, for instance, if you've ever said as a woman, or if your husband's ever said, women are not meant to be understood. That's a common phrase in today's world. We've said it. It's a common phrase, but that phrase will kill your relationship faster than anything else. Women are not meant to be understood. They can't be understood. You'll never understand me. I'll never understand you. Those kind of phrases are what kills your relationship. Because then your woman feels in her head, okay, he's already given up. Okay, he's never even going to try to understand me. What's the point of me opening up to somebody that just said he'll never understand me? What's the point of opening up to somebody when I know that men can never understand how a woman actually feels? But see, whether or not he can jump in your shoes completely or whatever the case may be, as a woman, your role is to push that onto him and let him know, you know, hey, I want you to understand me. I'm going to try to open up as best as I can. And as a man, you have to try to understand your woman. This is a constant, ongoing process. Why does she feel? Always asking yourself, why is she upset? What could I have done differently? What caused this? You know, what else could this mean? Ask those questions regularly so you can start to feel how she feels. If she's angry, she's upset, you want to call her names or attaching all these titles. She's this, she's that. But why is she reacting that way? If she's angry, she's quiet, she's not her normal self or normal happy self, there's normally a reason, but you have to try to understand why that's happening. And the second you give up and say, I don't know why she's in a bad mood, but I don't care, then she's going to feel that you're not trying to understand her.
No, you don't love me.
and then the whole thing just spirals down. So it will literally ruin your relationship. But when you do try to understand them, it forms a much closer bond.
It doesn't mean that you're gonna like know how I like exactly how I feel, but at least you're trying. It's not like, oh, I'm never gonna understand you.
Right. And the biggest thing is we have a lot of questions about trust, and women need that type of connection to trust you. They need that type of connection. They need the connection where they feel, hey, I can tell him something and he'll do his best to understand where I'm coming from. And that is the type of connection that leads to amazing intimacy, that leads to an amazing relationship, a relationship that flourishes, a relationship that's thriving, not just surviving.
I think one more thing I want to add is important that when you do have these conversations, not to be in an argumentative kind of way, or you know, telling him this and that. You need to be relaxed, because nobody's ever going to take the message or whatever you're telling them if you're arguing with them, if you're already telling them in a bad way. So you have to be in a relaxed kind of manner, state, and actually have a conversation back and forth, not you know, just hear me out because I feel this way. It's understandable why a woman might feel that way. We have so many emotions going through us, and we're just made differently. But we need to talk in a like calm manner.
And as a man, asking those questions, you know, what else could this mean? Why is she upset? And don't think with the intention of, why is she upset? If you ask in that kind of tonality, with that kind of body language, you're telling yourself that she has no reason to be upset. And then if you tell her you have no reason to be upset, then she's definitely not going to feel understood. Then you're definitely not going to resolve the problem, and it's going to kill your intimacy, kill your relationship, and you're not going to connect more deeply and more passionately. So you have to try your very best to put yourself in her shoes and let her know that you're trying to understand where she's coming from. Hey, I don't completely understand. It was my illusion that this was why, but you know, it would be real meaningful to me if you could open up to me and tell me what I could have done differently. Tell your girl that every time you have a misunderstanding, so to speak. Well, hopefully, family, you guys enjoyed this video. This is need number 1 of a woman. We're not going to do a 3-part series. You can keep up, look at all the different videos, but we know for a fact you follow these needs. You need this for your woman, for the man out there. Whew! Man, you're going to see a woman that you've never even seen before. Or maybe you did. But you'll definitely see a woman at a whole new level. Well, hopefully, family, you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Truly appreciate it. And of course, if you haven't already done so, be sure to
subscribe
and share this with somebody. If you are a woman, definitely a phenomenal video to share with your man. All right, family, we love you guys.
Love you guys.